Jasmine Richardson was a 12-year-old girl with an interest in the macabre. Like many her age, she was navigating the turbulent waters of adolescence. But her fascination was particularly intense. She loved stories of vampires and the supernatural, often escaping into a dark fantasy world. But in the spring of 2006, her fantasies took a horrifying turn into reality. By all accounts, the Richardson family seemed to be living the typical suburban life in the town of Medicine Hat, Alberta. Mark and Deborah were caring parents, dedicated to both Jasmine and her 8-year-old brother Jacob. And like any good parents, they did have certain rules they expected their children to abide by. So it's of little surprise that they weren't thrilled when they found out their 12-year-old daughter had began dating a 23-year-old man. Jeremy Steinke, like Jasmine, was also interested in dark subjects and the vampire subculture. In fact, he even claimed to be a 300-year-old werewolf. Jasmine was captivated by his charisma and dark persona. She quickly fell in love with him. Their relationship was not just unnatural, but it was also disturbing, especially for Jasmine's parents. As their relationship grew, Jasmine's parents became increasingly concerned. They saw Jeremy as a dangerous influence and much too old to date their young daughter. They quickly forbid Jasmine from seeing him. In classic teenage rebellious fashion, the more they tried to keep them apart, the more defiant Jasmine became. It would soon take a sinister turn for the entire family. Jasmine and Jeremy exchanged messages filled with dark fantasies and violent thoughts. They spoke of running away together and escaping the constraints of their lives. Soon, their conversations would take a darker turn when they began discussing a plan that would shock the entire community. Of April 23, 2006, the Richardson household was unusually silent. A young neighbor, concerned by the stillness and noticing that Jacob hadn't shown up for a planned playdate, looked through the window and saw a horrifying scene. Inside the home, police found the lifeless bodies of Mark and Deborah Richardson. It was evident that this was not a natural death. They had been brutally murdered. Upstairs in his bed, they would also find the lifeless body of young Jacob. Jasmine was missing from the home. The scene was gruesome, a stark contrast to the normally quiet and peaceful neighborhood. At first, police feared that Jasmine might also be murdered, or at least in danger. However, the investigation would soon lead to Jasmine and Jeremy being the prime suspects of the crimes. They began searching for the couple, and they were found hiding in Jeremy's truck in the nearby town of Leader, Saskatchewan, attempting to flee. The evidence against them was overwhelming: messages, witness testimonies, and their own confessions. During the trial, details emerged that painted a chilling picture. Jeremy had stabbed Mark and Deborah, while Jasmine had attacked her own little brother. The motive? To be together without any obstacles. The jury was left to grapple with the terrifying reality that a 12-year-old girl could participate in such a heinous act. In the end, Jasmine would be sentenced to the maximum for youth in Canada, which was just 10 years in prison. Jeremy received 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole for 25 years. The case of the Richardson family serves as a haunting example of how fantasy can become a terrifying reality, and how love, twisted and corrupted, can lead to unimaginable horror. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and leave me a comment. And follow me for more content like this and much more. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.